Transformational leadership is a style in which a leader works with followers to raise each other's level of motivation and morality. The leader does this by creating a compelling vision, called idealized influence, acting as a role model and earning trust. Idealized influence, the leader behaves ethically and earns respect. Inspirational motivation, the leader articulates an inspiring future and uses symbols or stories to energize staff. Intellectual stimulation, the leader encourages creative problem solving and questions the status quo. Individualized consideration, the leader mentors each employee recognizing personal needs. Think of a school principal who not only enforces rules, but also paints a picture of the school becoming a hub of innovation, invites teachers to redesign curricula, and spends time coaching a new teacher on classroom management. This combination of vision, personal example, intellectual challenge, and personal care distinguishes transformational leadership from ordinary management. Transactional leadership is based on clear exchanges or contracts between the leader and followers. The leader sets specific goals, monitors performance, and provides rewards or punishments based on compliance. Its core dimensions are 1. Contingent reward. The leader promises concrete rewards, for example bonuses and recognition when targets are met. 2. Management by exception active. The leader actively looks for deviations from standards and corrects them. 3. Management by exception passive. The leader intervenes only when problems become serious. And 4. Laissez-faire, often considered a lack of leadership. Imagine a fast food restaurant manager who tells the crew, if you serve 30 customers per hour, you earn a $50 bonus. If you miss the target, you will receive a warning. The focus is on short-term compliance and maintaining the status quo rather than changing the organization's culture. When we compare the two styles on performance numbers, research shows that transformational leadership tends to boost long-term productivity, innovation, and employee retention, while transactional leadership often improves short-term efficiency and reduces error rates. For example, a manufacturing plant that adopts a transformational approach may see a 15% rise in product quality and a 10% drop in turnover over 2 years because workers feel valued and are encouraged to suggest improvements. In contrast, the same plant using a transactional style might achieve a 5% increase in output per shift due to clear target pay incentives. But employee turnover may stay high, for example, 20% per year, because workers feel like cogs. Studies using meta-analysis, for example, Podsakoff et al., 1996, report average effect sizes of D equals 0.68 for transformational leadership on organizational performance versus D equals 0.30 for transactional leadership. The most widely used instrument to measure these styles is the Multi-Factor Leadership Questionnaire, MLQ. The MLQ contains 45 items rated on a 5-point Likert scale, covering the 4 transformational factors, 2 transactional factors, and outcomes such as extra effort. Reliability is assessed with Cronbach's alpha. Values above 0.80 are considered good. For example, a study might report alpha equals 0.91 for idealized influence, alpha equals 0.88 for inspirational motivation, and alpha equals 0.84 for contingent reward. Construct validity is checked by confirmatory factor analysis, CFA, where the model fit indices, CFI greater than 0.95, RMSEA less than 0.06, indicate that the items load on the expected factors. Some researchers also use the Leadership Practices Inventory, LPI, for complementary data, but the MLQ remains the gold standard for academic comparison. Leadership does not work the same everywhere. Its impact is moderated by context. Key contingency variables include organizational culture. A culture that values autonomy, for example a tech startup, enhances the effect of transformational leadership while a highly bureaucratic culture may dampen it. Task structure. Routine, highly structured tasks, for example assembly line work, often benefit more from transactional leadership because clear rewards are easy to define. Leader-member exchange, LMX. High-quality LMX amplifies transformational effects because trust is already high. External environment. Rapid market change rewards transformational leaders who can inspire change, whereas stable markets may favor transactional stability. Empirical tests often use interaction terms in regression. for example transformational times culture, to see whether the slope of leadership on performance changes under different conditions. Statistical modeling helps quantify how leadership styles predict outcomes. A basic linear regression might be y sub I equals beta 0 plus beta 1 transform sub I plus beta 2, transact sub I plus epsilon I, where y sub I is a performance metric, e.g. productivity, and epsilon I is the error term. To test whether the effect differs across departments, a hierarchical mixed effects model adds a random intercept u sub j for department j. Y sub ij equals beta 0 plus beta 1 transform sub ij plus beta 2, transact sub ij plus u sub j plus epsilon sub ij. ANOVA can compare group means. For instance, a one-way ANOVA with 3 groups transformational, transactional control tests if mean turnover differs. The F statistic, F equals MS between divided by MS within. Post hoc tests Tukey HSD reveal which pairs differ. Interaction ANOVA 2 by 2 factorial can examine leadership style times task structure, providing F substyle, F subtask, and F subinteraction to see if the combination produces a unique effect. Strengths of transformational leadership include higher employee motivation, creativity, and long-term commitment, which align with modern knowledge-based economies. Weaknesses are the risk of leader burnout, potential over-idealism, and the difficulty of measuring intangible outcomes. Transactional leadership strength lies in clear expectations and measurable results, making it easy to implement in routine operations. Its weakness is that it may stifle innovation and reduce intrinsic motivation. Ethically, transformational leaders must avoid manipulative charisma that blinds followers to reality. They should practice authentic values. Transactional leaders must ensure that reward systems are fair and do not encourage unethical shortcuts, for example, cutting corners to meet targets. Both styles can be misused. A charismatic transformational leader might become a cult-like figure, while a punitive transactional leader could create a hostile climate. Emerging paradigms add nuance to the classic dichotomy. Servant leadership focuses on serving followers first, emphasizing humility and community. Its dimensions empathy and stewardship overlap with the individualized consideration of transformational leadership, but place the leader in a supporting role. Authentic leadership stresses self-awareness, relational transparency, and balanced processing. It dovetails with idealized influence, but demands consistency between words and deeds. Leaders can blend styles. A CEO may use transformational vision to steer the firm, apply transactional rewards to ensure quarterly targets, and practice servant leadership by investing in employee development programs. Such hybrid models are increasingly common in agile organizations that need both change orientation and operational discipline. Technova Incorporated, a mid-sized software company, has experienced a 25% rise in employee turnover over the past year, while its product release schedule slips by 2 weeks on average. The new Chief Executive Officer Maya believes the problem lies in low morale and lack of clear goals. As a consultant, you must recommend either a transformational or a transactional leadership approach or a blend, and justify your choice. Use evidence from the literature on performance indicators, contingency factors, and ethical considerations. Provide at least 2 concrete actions Maya should take within the first 90 days. Students should assess that the high turnover signals a need for individualized consideration and inspirational motivation, transformational. The missed release dates also suggest a lack of clear performance standards, transactional. A blended approach is optimal. Maya should craft a compelling vision for the next product line, transformational, and communicate it in a town hall meeting. She should introduce a contingent reward system tied to sprint completion dates, transactional. Ethical justification. The vision must be realistic to avoid false hope, and rewards must be transparent to prevent perceived favoritism. The answer should reference MLQ reliability, the moderating effect of a knowledge-intensive culture, and use a simple regression equation to show expected